In order to make the video much more interesting to look at, behaviors can be applied. So in order to apply behaviors, I'm going to go around over here into annotation and bring in an object just like this. And I'm just going to type in tube right here, just like this, a very simple object. So now if I were to go to behaviors, there are different behaviors that I can select from. So I can zoom in the timeline for much more detail. So I'm just going to go around and bring the drifting behavior onto this object right here. And now let's see what happens. So if I were to actually play this around, you can see that that is what happens to the object. It actually just drifts out over here onto the space. You can also click over here and it shows the effect. So drifting is applied to all of the clip, as you can see right over here. And you know which effect is applied, as you can see it right here. Similarly, you can apply reveal right here, as you can see. So you got two effects applied at the same time. So you can apply multiple behavior effects as well. I'm just going to close this out over here in the properties panel, and the behaviors will disappear. So let us just go over here and apply, let's say, for example, explode and see how that works like. So now this is how it pops up. So now over here in any behavior, there's three sub-properties, that is in, during, and out. So three properties are there in drifting. So now let's see how this one actually works out. So I'm just going to go around and delete this out. Let's work around with the simple drifting behavior right here. So if I were to play this around, you can see that it comes up onto the stage, it moves around a bit, up and down, then it just flies away. So now the beginning one is in. So the style is drifting right here. I can set the movement type right here. I can let it bounce, for example. So I just change it into bounce, and let's see how that works out now. So it works like that. You can see that it is different. I can also make it much more smoother right here. You can see that it is smooth, just like this. And the direction is bottom. So I can do direction left, and you can see that it changes out from where it actually appears. So you can go on to the top right here, on to the bottom just like that as well. And that is how it works. Left, right, where you want it to pop from, you can simply select out the option and you can change out the beginning just like that. You can also change around the speed. Let's say, for example, 13% speed, then it actually is very slow just like that. And you can increase out the speed as well, just like this. Let's say, for example, up till 100%. And what happens is that it comes up really fast. All right, so it's almost to the point that it is not visible anymore. So I'm just going to go around, give it to 95, and you can see that it is very fast. There's a during animation over here as well. So it is drifting out, as you can see. So it is just moving out. So what you can do is you can just choose that style to, let's say, for example, none, and nothing happens. The object comes over there, stays still during the animation period, and then just flies out later on. I can go over here into during, and let's say, for example, I can add in shift. I can choose, let's say, for example, something like ASIN, quad. So these are a lot of options which you're going to see while we're talking about animation as well. We can work around the shift, the delay, and everything else. And a lot of these things change out how the behaviors actually function. So you can see that this is how the behavior is functioning during, and then you have the out just like that. I can also go over here and turn on the in and out. So I'm just going to go around into in and press none. So I have nothing over here. It keeps on drifting. The during animation is working out, and at the end it just flies away. I can also go to out and I can change the drift. Let's say, for example, I can do hints just like this, and it just goes out as a hint just like that, as you can see. I can go and choose different movement option right here. So you got this kind of an animation, much more interesting to look at, as you can see, just like that. And I can go around over here, change the direction just like this as well. And of course, I can work around with the bounce level over here. So depending on the effect that you choose, you can change around the bounce level. So let us just go to 10% right here, and let's see how that works like. So that's how bouncing happens. If I were to increase up very much, the bounce is more just like this. Okay, so let me just go over here, just like that. And now you can see that it keeps on bouncing out just like that, because I really increased out the value over there. And that is how you can add in the behaviors in each and every object, just like that. So that is what you have right here. So another thing is I can add multiple multiple behaviors as well, just like this, and this is what happens. This is a combination of multiple behaviors. The way how the behaviors affect text is even a bit more different. So you can go on to annotation. I'm just going to bring in a simple text right here, as you can see. So if I were to go over to behavior and just play around, let's see how that actually works like. So you have this, and now there's a text. You can go on to the type right here, as you can see. So type, you can change it from object to text just like this, from first to last, let's say, for example, and let's see how that actually works like. So type is not object, but text. I'm just going to go around into, let's say, ripple out or something just like this, and then it affects out the individual text right here. So there's not much text to work around with, so I'm just going to say this is a sentence just like this. So this is a lot of text compared to what we had before, and now you can see right here that it actually affects out the individual font right over there. You can increase the size of the font over here as well, just like that. Of course, you can go around onto the speed on which they travel, and you can see that individual fonts are affected. You can change the offset just like this as well, and individual movement. And you can work around with the text or the entire object. If you want to work around with the object, you can see that there's no change in the text. But if you were to change it into text and different random text or simultaneous text and so forth, what happens is that it just changes out each of the text just like that. So if I were to play this around, you can see that each of the text animates on its own as well, and then goes out just like that. So you can go around into during, text left to right is there, and you can work around with individual text or random text just like that, and that is how it works like. So you can go around into text, top down just like that. So that is how it works around with text. You can go around with annotation, and over here you can add in behaviors, as you can see right here as well. So as we did just like that, there is no text settings here, but here in individual text settings there are text options just like that. You can also do this to recorded videos or footages as well. So if I were to go on to my library right here, and if I were to go on to my TutorTube library, bring in the video just like this, I can also add in behaviors onto it, and it'll act the same as you can see. So you can add in transitions onto your footages just like this as well. Maybe you want it to fly in just like this. So you can do all of these things by using behaviors inside of Camtasia. So if you guys learned something as always, and as always, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.